Cannot express how fired up we are for the Monday Bears victory CHGO Bears podcast with, I think, the new favorite people in the history of CHGO in town here. I mean, the Alex Brown Last Bridge reaction has been over the top. People love that you're here, Herb. They love you. Period. And yeah, y'all hate me, but that's cool. I'm here to I'm here to direct this. I'm having a great time today.
It's called balance, Carman.
That's right. Balance. That's right. We're all. It's a perfect balance here. 1-0, baby. As of course, the Bears beat the Titans 24-17. Everyone's gotten a chance to sleep on it, rewatch it, whatnot. We're coming out hot here. First of all, Briggs and Brown Sunday post games Monday, and then Thursday, y'all are doing your own thing, which is super exciting. Awesome. So, I mean, you all just did your own thing.
They just had a show in there, right here on the couch before the cameras.
Behind the scenes, it's real, gentlemen. It's real, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, you get to see the real side of 55 over there.
CHGO Hard Knocks.
Yep. Always correct in 96. That's what it is.
And the 85 is rolling with Cole. That should be a super interesting show this week. Ho killing it. I'm not sure who the guest is this week, but whoever it is going to be amazing. But let's just get right into it. The one thing, and maybe you can start with you, the one thing that you look at yesterday and, okay, let's correct that going into week 2. If you're Matt Eberflus, if you're the Bears, what are you trying to get better as quick as possible right now so you can start winning games when teams start playing a little bit better than Tennessee played yesterday, particularly in the second half?
Oh, the offense. I mean, I think that's pretty easy. You want Caleb to play better. You want the offense, the receivers to play better. You want the offensive line to play better. I think everybody as a whole, I don't think you can look at it and say Caleb didn't play well. I think the offensive line had their hands full. I think the receivers, Keenan Allen dropping a touchdown, I think that'll change. I think Keenan Allen's one of the better hands like that you're going to have on this football team.
That's 9 out of 10.
So, right. That's not, it might be even like
99 out of 10. Like 9 out of 100.
He ain't going to drop too many. So, but with all that stuff going wrong and then Caleb not playing at the level that I thought he was going to play at in that first game. So, you change that. Yeah, this team's going to be – and then not getting in a hole. Yeah. Like early on. So the special teams, the defense, not giving up the points to put them in that hole. Change that and you'll be fine.
I'm hearing some on the other.
I can already tell. I can already tell that the best decision made on this show was Lance saying, "Don't put me right next to him." Right? Because if he goes and then he goes, I'm not going. Like they just go boom, 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 boom. Obviously, you can't go away from offense being the biggest thing you got to change. But for me specifically, it's what happened on the interior, right? Coleman Shelton, he's got to be better than that. And I know he played against 2 really, really good D tackles yesterday. I'm hoping that it's more about the game that T'Vondre Sweat and Simmons had. It's got to be more about that because if he's going to be getting dog walked like that into Caleb's face all season long, they have a problem. They put that man on skates yesterday. I think he's better than that, but those 2 dudes, really good.
Well, it's on film now.
Yeah.
So regardless if it's Sweat, Simmons, but you're going to get tested with blitzes right in that A gap. That center is going to be mugged all year long until he can show that he can withstand that type of force. Look, could go right down the line, especially on that offense. Could call Caleb. Could call a lot of those different members, but I'm going with Velus. I'm going with Velus Jones. Okay, if there's something that can be fixed in week 2, we should have been fixed years ago. All right, he's still here. Let's do something about this. All right, we cannot afford giving the ball back to the Texans. Okay, those led to points, and we can't afford losing any points, and we have to get every point we can against the Texans.
So, okay, I didn't think Bruce was going to jump right there. Would you agree, Lance?
Okay.
That if you were going to rank the talented players on the Bears right now, that Velus is in, let's call it the top 8. Do you think that's fair? I don't know if I can name like as far as pure speed, throwing the power.
Age.
Yeah, okay. I mean, he's in his prime, sure. I mean,
past his prime.
We're not doing that debate. I know he came out at 25. People want to make it out like he was 40.
He served 2 tours now.
Did he? How's this? Did he look okay getting the ball in the backfield yesterday?
He looked fine getting the ball in the backfield. He did. Yes, I'm just going to answer the question that's asked.
Okay. And so, how many times in his kickoff return career has he let the ball go through his hands and then booted it 15 yards ahead? I mean, I think just to let the ball through his hands. It's only yesterday, right? Now, punt returns another whole story. We're not going to put him back there. Okay. I don't know. I'm fighting for Velus, Lance.
Well, you got to ask the question. You say how many times? Well, how many times did we see the double doink in 2018? It only take one. It only take one time.
It only
you
takes
have
one
this happen
time.
in the first round of the playoffs. You're out.
Yeah.
You give the ball back to Detroit or Green Bay
at the 20
or San Francisco.
Yeah.
In the playoffs ball game. It's just.
And you've done a great job. You've done a great job putting this team together. It's never going to be perfect. We're human. It's never going to be perfect. I know that you picked them. And it didn't work out. It's not working out, and you're holding on to something that's going to cost you down the line.
Yep. I get it. Like I've been a Velus Jones supporter because he's got such a unique skill set to be, 6 feet, 215, 4.3 speed, 30, can run through some tackles. That's just, to me, that's a skill set you got to be able to find a way to use somehow. But what happened yesterday? I mean, you talk about the worst thing that could have possibly happened to anybody. That happening to him. He didn't just muff it. He muffed it and then kicked it 20 yards away from himself. Like that's insane. Like yes. I don't see that ever happening to really nobody again. But the fact that it happened to him, he barely made the roster. Many people didn't even want him to make the roster. He made it. They found a way to use him, and then his first touch go like that. It was terrible.
Seriously, come on, y'all. Very unique skill set. Urlacher had a very unique skill set.
There you go.
We played him at linebacker.
There you go.
Julius Peppers had a very unique skill
set. There he is.
We played him at defensive end. We didn't try him at safety. We going straight put him at receiver. Like, Velus, what can you do to help us?
AB went straight to Cannon on Velus. You went straight to Cannon?
But this is what I'm saying. Like, very unique.
Yeah.
Those are the guys they're doing so. He's not helping this football team. Like, I don't see how I can make an argument that he's helping the football team. You can put somebody else back there to return. He didn't catch a punt. He didn't muff a punt. Yeah. That's moving all crazy. Yeah. This was a kickoff.
I
can catch a kickoff right now.
Scott got back there and had a nice kickoff return.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
We can jump off him, but
DeAndre Carter got busy yesterday.
But you when he did have the moment in the preseason where he's running away from everybody, did you at all get excited about him?
No.
Okay, fine.
And Velus is going Velus. Like
there it is.
Velus is going Velus.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to happen. It's going to bite you. You just got to wait. Just keep him back down.
All right, fair enough. Let's go back to the offensive line then, because I'm wondering, like, Lance, you played to 34, you played to 31. Cole Michelle's 29. Can you, at some point in your NFL career, you guys can speak to this way better than I can. You can't do what you once were able to do. That cliff comes, and I'm wondering if maybe it's come for Coleman. Like, that did not look good. Or maybe it's just we're going to give credit to the Titans. Like, did you see any of that? Because
you're right about that. You're right. You when you get older, you can't do what you were doing when you were younger, but you're a smarter player. And smarter players know how to get to the ball faster than younger players.
Compensate for the
because you know what I mean. Listen, I know the angle that I need. I already know where they're running. Based off their lineup, based off these splits, I know they're running. Matter of fact, I'm telling the young guy, hey, it's a run, and they're going this way. So the young guys, a lot of the young guys are like, how did you know? How did you know? You're faster than me. You know what I mean? You're more physical than I am at this point. But I'm getting to the ball before you. So it's there's a trade-off.
Okay. So we're not going to say that he can't play, but so what do you do?
I think you saw a little bit of that yesterday. I think that's why they started that rotation. Now, I know Nate Davis got his own issues, but I also think they're trying to ramp up Ryan Bates for one of those two spots, whichever one needs to be filled first. So they wanted Ryan Bates to be the center off jump. They said that in the spring. They brought him in to be the center. They was going to let Coleman compete with him, but the plan was for Ryan to be the center. It didn't go that way because Nate was out, and then Ryan himself was out, so he played a lot of right guard, and then he missed. Coleman kind of won it by default. No diss to him, but he won it by default. And I think they trying to get Ryan Bates back ramped up to see if their original plan can come to fruition.
But so, okay, would you do that? Can you put Ryan Bates in? Let's say Ryan Bates he's back healthy. I mean, he missed that back half of training camp too. This guy's never been an elite center. He's barely played the position. Are you making that move right now?
If what happened this week happens, what happened last week happens this week, you're in a position where you have to find. You have to. Okay. You can't it's when you have a center that is 5 yards deep and he's right next to your quarterback. You can't consistently win. You can't win, and that's happening on play after play.
You have to understand, they're not the only ones looking at them. The coaches aren't the only ones looking at this film. Right. The teammates, they're looking at this film.
Yeah.
You have to. There's a certain level of expectation that coach Eberflus has to put the team first.
Right.
Yeah.
Accountability.
And it is accountability.
First thing the Texans are going to do, when their defensive group gets together, is their coach is going to go through the personnel. They're going to go through the depth chart, and they're going to say, okay, listen, Coleman at center, this is their weakest offensive lineman. Right
How do we attack him?
Yep.
And here are the moves that
right next to
struggle
him
with.
is the other one.
Yep.
Right. So we're going to take advantage of these two positions right here.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Right?
I just felt terrible about the Bears next Sunday night with the way you just line that one up.
But that's exactly what
it leaves Darnell Wright out to dry. Yeah. Because you attacking them two dudes. He out there by himself. And they, you know what I mean? He can't depend on help from his left guard, and he can't work with the center. That leaves him basically on the whole right side. Yeah. Kind of by himself, and that's just not good.
Well, let's go to work. You're a top 10 pick.
Facts.
Let's go to work.
Facts.
At some point, you do your job. This is why you take a guy in the top 10, so you can slide that protection one way and leave him by himself. Typically, you have that at the left tackle position where you slide it to the right and you leave that left tackle by himself. He don't need no help.
Right.
He good.
Right.
So we don't have that left tackle. We got that right tackle. Put him out there. Let's see if he can do it. Because then that helps everything if he can do that, right? It really helps everything. So
yeah, so
can't let that go by what Hogue just put out.
I want to put Darnell right under the microscope for just a second here, but Adam Hogue is going to join us in the second half of the show with the Matt Eberflus press conference this morning. Flus saying that Odunze is getting an MRI on his knee today. Quote, hopefully he'll be fine. That is not what we needed to be hearing on this Monday morning. Did have the one catch yesterday on the batted ball, but that's not great. Tyler Scott was inactive yesterday. DeAndre Carter was your fourth wide receiver. I mean, they're a little thin over there right now, so that's you also got to wonder about Keenan, who didn't make it through the game fully healthy. These are real concerns right there.
So I think they were so top heavy at receiver that you thought they were okay having thin numbers. But if those guys start to go down, this week one, Rome got a knee, Keenan got whatever. It ain't much behind there. I like Tyler Scott and what he can do with some of the things he's got, but it's slim pickings after that.
So let's go back to the O-line here and bring it to Caleb, who we were talking before the show, and we can do this throughout because I know we got Lance's grades coming up, which I'm super excited about. But you got a guy who's got a great head, he's got a great arm, he can move, but he's also 6'1". Like if you stand him up in the quarterback room, he ain't going to stand out. He's going to stand out because he's not standing out as far as his size.
Or his fingernails.
Right. Wow. That's unfortunate. We're not going to go there.
I don't even care. I don't care about none of that. This kid can play. Kid can play. He's always been this size. He's always been.
That's why he's going to stand up.
He's always been this.
But, okay, so you don't – okay. I'm not saying he can't play. Obviously, I think he can. But does it matter, up front, do you have to do anything special for him in the NFL at that size?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there are things. When you look at other quarterbacks, and I went down to New Orleans and I played with Drew and that offensive line they had. And the way they built that offensive line was from the middle. So they had two mammoth guards. The center wasn't as big, but the guards were humongous. It allowed Drew to take his 5-step, his 7-step, and then step up into the pocket because they didn't go anywhere. So that pocket didn't get pushed. On the defensive side, when you're talking about the defensive side, you want to get that push so the quarterback can't step up so your rushers can get to the quarterback. For the offensive side, you want to keep that line of scrimmage right there so they can step up into the pocket. Yes, we need that. We don't have that luxury, okay? We don't have that currently. So Caleb can't do that. You might have to step up and get out to the right, step up, get out to the left, and then use your feet so you can move around a little bit. But no, we don't have that. We don't have two mammoth guards that can hold that. Come on, Lance, stop it.
This is my new favorite thing, being with you guys for 15 minutes, is the lip smack and the whatever's going on over there.
Because he leaves out. Number one, he leaves out Andrews Pete, who's their starting left tackle. That's 6'7". All right, you're leaving out guys on the edge. They had mammoth guards, but they had a mammoth tackle over there too. Okay, and yes, Drew Brees is 6'1". The difference is the fundamental timing. Drew Brees will get back, and that ball's coming out. He's making his read. You'll see him in pregame. In pregame, he comes out, boom, it's bam, bam, bam. Bam, bam, bam. He's making his reads, and he's throwing it right now. He's throwing it on time, and he's getting that ball out. That's the difference. He's fundamentally he's a fundamentally more sound quarterback than Caleb Williams.
Well, I'm sorry. Drew Brees started, 300 games? Caleb's in his first game. Like, relax.
I'm just putting it – no. I'm just saying, right? And Caleb can get there. I'm not saying Caleb can't get there, but you're using Drew Brees as a comparison. Drew Brees has been he's been
size-wise. Just we're talking about how does a smaller stature quarterback get it done in NFL, timing. And this is how.
Timing.
Briggs' grades are coming up. More on Caleb, more on everything Hogue coming up. First off, Monster Jam returns to Chicagoland. It's the only place to see the world's most popular trucks and the best drivers. They're coming into Allstate Arena. It's September 20th to the 22nd. You're going to be on the edge of your seat. The big air, the bat flicks, the crazy skills, the all racing, and the fierce head-to-head battles. This is going to be a great time. Experience big-time family fun at Monster Jam, the most unexpected, unscripted, and unforgettable motorsports experience for families and fans in the world today. Monster Jam. It's coming to Allstate Arena September 20th to the 22nd. That's going to be sweet. And also, a shout out to our friends at Factor. Listen, you want to fuel up for your life. Fuel up with the Factor's no prep, no mess meals. You don't want to be doing all the cooking out there. I know you don't. You love CHGO. You're hanging out watching Bears all day long. Meet your wellness goals in time for the fall with the options Calorie Smart, Protein Plus, Keto, everything they got for you. Factor's fresh. It's never frozen meals. They're dietitian approved, ready to eat. Just jump right in. 2 minutes. That's all it takes. No matter how busy you are, you always have time to enjoy the nutritious, great tasting meals. 35 different meals, and they got 60 add-ons that you can do. Make it whatever you want to do. Keep your kitchen time to a minimum. This is what you do. Head to factormeals.com, insert CHGO Bears 50. CHGO Bears 50. Use that, and you get, that's right, 50% off your first box, 20% off your next month. We're giving it away, basically. That is CHGO Bears 50 at factormeals.com. CHGO Bears 50. You got that 50% off.
You see 50% off.
Exactly right.
Oh, yeah. I need that.
Off the first, I mean, come on. 20% off. I mean, meals are ready in 2 minutes. Let's live the dream. Thank you to our friends at Factor. All right. Lance, here we go. It is great time. The professor is in the house. I can't wait to hear this,
fellas. Hey,
I see what you got.
I can certainly see in the future with these glasses, huh? Oh man, yes, the professor is back, and here we go with some grades. So, no surprise, everybody. Listen, offense is an F. All right, offense is an F. Does anybody want to dispute that?
No yards, no points gets you an F?
No yards, no points. All right. It gets you right.
A very vital 2-point conversion, by the way.
There you go. Absolutely. Way to go. F.
D-. Yes.
I mean,
it was bad. It was a bad day.
You could get it.
Right. All right, moving on.
Yeah,
moving on.
They didn't turn it over.
Yeah.
Didn't turn it over.
This.
Good point. Good point, Herb.
Yeah.
Watch this.
Defense, A-. Okay, now I'm going to say this about defense. Listen, they gave up over 150 yards rushing, but they did hold them under 200 yards passing. That we scored on defense. We took the ball away, and we were a big factor in carrying the team this week to a victory. AB?
Well, there was a reason that they got down in the first place because they couldn't do it in the first half.
17.
So if you want to give them an A- for the second half, sure. But that first half, a C- and an A- does not equal A-. That's all I'm saying. As a full game, you're giving them an A-. And you're talking about the whole game.
I'm giving them, yes, I am.
So
Lovey would be upset with you right now. You gave up 150 yards, and you're okay with that.
Well, I talked to Lovey last week, and he's actually quite happy with me, but that's fine. He was quite excited.
How much credit do we give Matt Eberflus for the adjustments they made at halftime with the defense?
Everything.
Absolutely.
That was awesome. Yeah,
absolutely.
it's awesome. Previously, we hadn't seen that. You're talking about with Nagy, with Fox, you didn't see adjustments. Like you go into halftime, you're getting smoked, and you come out of halftime, and it just continues. You're like, well, what the hell? What did y'all talk about at halftime?
And to be clear, when we talk about adjustment doesn't have to be, okay, we're running a different coverage.
Correct.
You know, it could just be, listen, I need you stronger in the C gap, or I need you stronger in the B. I need you applying into that A gap, versus the run. This is how they're trying to attack us. This is how we want to defend it.
Yes.
You know, that is making an adjustment defensively. Maybe playing cover 2 better.
And let's not miss the fact that when you come out of halftime and you make that adjustment and you shut down Tennessee, well, Tennessee's going to make another adjustment, and then you have to adjust.
Yep.
So there's an adjustment in that third and fourth quarter that they should be applauded for as well.
I think that's a big thing, like for Flus this year, just figuring out, is he good during the 60 minutes? We know that he can build a good culture in the locker room. We know that his players seem to follow his lead. But those 60 minutes on Sunday, can you impact the game? I think that was a really, really good sign to see.
100%.
I think we saw. To me, that was the best Flus moment that we've seen in his tenure to this point. Like, that was noticeable. Y'all are talking about it.
Noticeable.
It was down 17-0.
Yes.
Yeah.
Something got to be done. Something got to be done.
And then after his post-game speech afterwards, I don't know if you all saw that, but he underlined it, and there's the belief in the locker room. So the fact they didn't turn in on each other, I mean, listen, I understand there's a whole better vibe around here, but they won 3 games 2 years ago. They won 7 last year. This isn't some playoff team that can lean on that. So the fact they have that building now, that's a good sign.
You felt it in the stadium. You had that, oh shit feeling. Like, not, are we still this? Like, are we still like this? And people were saying it. You could hear the murmurs and all that. I'm always in the press box. I open the window. Most of the reporters don't like it, but I do it anyway because I like to feel the people a little bit. You can hear them. They, oh my God, we still like this. You start to hear the bull birds and all that coming out. And it would have been easy to kind of tuck it in a little bit, but they didn't. They fought back.
Absolutely.
All right. Moving on.
What we got?
Special teams.
Watch this.
We're going with an A-.
Oh,
what is happening right now?
A-. Listen,
he wants
in a game where your offense doesn't score a touchdown, defense and special teams carried this game. Special teams gets in the end zone. They don't get in the end zone, AB, we don't win.
You're absolutely right.
So the weight of what they did. Now Velus creates the negative. Velus creates
but he
the negative.
obviously only created a little piece of negative with that A-.
By luck. And they got points out of that too. Yes, I understand that. However, it still played a huge part. It's a weighted part in the Bears winning that game.
So your 2 A-, if the defense actually played better in the first half, we wouldn't have been down that much. If the special teams didn't give the ball away, we wouldn't be down that much. So it was their fault. We were in that position in the first place. So great, you showed up in the second half and you brought us out of a hole that you put us in. Yep. And you get an A- for it. And the team, oh my gosh, y'all see this, right? Y'all see this guy. And we're gonna be like this all year. The offense is going to go off, and he's gonna give him like a C+. This is him.
I'm with Lance on the defensive grade. On the special teams grade, I'm with you. I don't think if the special teams turns it over, I don't think they can get an A. They turn the ball over, and I don't think you can get an A on the afternoon while you turn the ball over. Although they did get it back and get to the point of actually scoring a touchdown and hit a 50-yard field goal. The coverage was good, but I think if you turn the ball over, it's hard for me to give you an A.
He wants to fire. He wants to cut today the special teams guy. Like the one special team, want to cut him. But they got an A-. They got an A-. Like, gosh.
AB though, Torrey Taylor, he 270 yards of punts yesterday, 45-yard average. That was solid. DeAndre Carter, that's a straight A. Hold
on. Torrey Taylor had how many yards punting?
270.
Okay, he gets 270 because the offense sucked.
I know.
That's why he gets 270 yards punting. Like, okay,
and the field position game was key early in the game. Like, you talk about the offense, like. Y'all started y'all first drive on the 43. Y'all started y'all second drive on the plus 48.
Yep.
0 points in both of those drives. The defense and special teams is setting y'all up to get off to a fast start. Y'all didn't. And then eventually the defense can't just keep holding up like that. So they gave up 2 long drives, an 80-yard drive, and like a 14-play drive. So, but the offense didn't do their part early. Defense Special teams did it a little bit later. That ball, that first point, Josh Blackwell was down to like the 5. That ball took such a nasty bounce on him.
It did.
That was bogus. He was down there.
He had
some great points.
He had 3 touchbacks, 3 inside the 20, excuse me. So that was, and then Cairo's 3 for 3, including a 50-yarder. So
Cairo's solid. He does his thing. He does his job.
I mean, it ain't pretty, but
that's what warranted A-.
One second. I'll say this because the defense, not being able to hold on, or you don't decide where you take the football from.
Right.
You go on the field and you do your job, period. I don't care what the offense is doing. Do your job.
It's none of our business.
We start out 0-0. If they don't score, they can't win. They can tie.
Right.
But they can't win.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that is the mindset you should go out with as a defense, regardless of what the offense is doing.
And anything less than that,
Right. It doesn't matter.
They did bow up after Velus kicked the ball.
Absolutely.
Like when he kicked the ball, that was a field goal, right?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
it was a field goal.
That could have been 14-0.
Yep.
Right.
I love that. He said bow up. I ain't heard bow up in a long time.
I'm old,
they
man.
bowed up.
I'm old, bro. I go back to you wearing number 13 with the cutoff, bro. I'm that old. You know what I mean?
I'll bow up with some timing for you, too. I'm reaching over here. I get it. But it was 17-zip when Carter had a 64-yard return. Like,
that was huge.
Yes. Momentum was strong that way. I mean, they didn't score. Keenan dropped the ball at the end zone, but they didn't get a touchdown. But they needed it at that point. It was some good timing right there for your special teams grade.
The block punt and then Mr. Biles picks it up. They put his name up. No. They did that. They put it up there on the I was stop it. They said Mr. Simone Biles. And I was like, okay, all right.
That's fine. Well, he better tell Miss Biles not to wear Packers gear to the sidelines on the Bears.
Yeah, man.
Okay, like we got to give her a pass on that first one. She is Simone Biles.
I asked him about that in the locker room. I'm like, they was on your wife heels about that. He's like, man, she ain't know. I'm like, I gotta tell her, I gotta do better. She just grabbed the one with my face all over it. I'm like, yeah, bro, but
right.
That's like,
you know, yeah, bro. Yeah. She the GOAT, so she get a little pass. She's literally the GOAT.
Yeah. Do you remember when Jeff Gordon went to Wrigley and sang? And he was like, thank you, Wrigley Stadium.
Yep.
You're like, boo.
That's amazing.
You gotta get it right.
Awesome.
You gotta get it right.
Simone Biles just got Jeff Gordon on the show. That's good. That's good. Bears, Cubs, Chicago sports synergy. All right, give us the last one. What we got?
All right, coaching.
What's this?
We got a B-. Got a B-. The adjustments that were made. Listen, you're not going to get an A because of offense. However, it balances out with defense, and special teams brings that to about a B-. There were things that happened in this game that like special teams and defense. That's 2 out of 3 now. That's 2 out of 3 that at least warrants some form of a B.
Push back on that B?
I love
he
the
wants
second
to
half.
agree.
I love the second half. I didn't see when we're talking about adjustments. We're only speaking of the defense, of defensive adjustments. So, but there are offensive coaches. We didn't see anything from the offense the entire game, right?
Best 2 out of 3.
No, but we can't say coaching and single out coaches. It's coaching as a staff,
Absolutely.
Right? So we didn't see any change over the course of the game with the offense. The offense was stagnant the entire game.
Yeah, we can't get DJ Moore killed because we're trying to block with DeAndre Carter. DeAndre Carter is big.
Correct.
Bro. You can't throw the screen out there and ask him to block.
Correct.
That's just not smart.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's all coaching. You're putting these guys out there in these positions and you're not putting them in a real good position to succeed. I will probably be against a lot of these grades.
What is your grade on coaching?
Hey, professor.
What's your grade beyond coaching?
C-.
Oh, that's tough, AB.
How? The offense
tough.
What the offense have? 100
Not enough.
148 yards? I mean,
what's the weight?
The defense played
what's
like
the weight
crap
of defense
the first half.
What's the weight of the defense and special teams together?
No. See, the second half of the defense. The second half of that game isn't an honors class. You don't get it weighted more than the other.
AP.
No, that's not an AP class. No, I am going with a C- for the coaches because it's their job. They did a great job adjusting at halftime for the defense. What about for the offense? You did a great job of having the special teams, like y'all made plays in the second half. What about for the offense?
What'd you have? B-?
B-.
USC-?
C-. Yes. That's a full grade. That's the difference between daddy. I'm walking in the house like, daddy, here's my report card, and then
I'm trying to tuck it into my room.
Hey, son, did that report card come in?
Not yet.
Not yet.
I left it in my locker.
Yeah, that was one of my many excuses. All right, hey, Hoke's coming up in a second here. Let me give a shout out to our friends at Circus Sportsbook. Whether it's pro or college, the app to bet football on is Circus Sports Illinois. Thank you very much. I bet on the Bears early in the week yesterday. Cashed that one. Thank you, Circa. Thank you, Bears. Circus Sports. It's sports betting the way it should be. Circus Sports Illinois has got the high betting limits, low holds, exceptional customer service. Bet on all your favorite teams in every game this season. Spreads, props, future, or in-game. Circus Sports has it. Fun and bet like a pro from anywhere, anytime in Illinois. Download your new bookie today at circusports.com. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. And this is going to be an interesting one right now, but I do want to say thank you and a shout out to our friends at ComEd, where it is getting easier for businesses to switch to electric vehicles. That's something we can all get behind for the health of the planet, for the well-being of all of us who share it. Really, Carm? Tell me more. Well, the electric grid is evolving, Carm, to meet your new, cleaner energy needs as we all move with confidence towards an electric tomorrow. Whether you have one delivery van or a whole fleet of shipping trucks, ComEd can help guide you to make the changes that make sense. That's super interesting. So what should business owners do? Well, they should go to ComEd.com/clean to learn more about the resources, fleet rebates, and infrastructure incentives available to help businesses go electric. If you own a business, don't wait. Start making your plan today to switch to electric vehicles. Good for business, good for the planet, good for all of us. Go to ComEd.com/clean. Did you say ComEd.com/clean? I did, MJ. Go now and see how going electric connects us to a better way of doing business and a better future for generations to come. It's a great job. I do a bad MJ imitation every now and then, but I think it's great, and like at least like 3% of the chat likes it. All right, Hoger, I believe is ready to jump in after the Matt Eberflus press conference. Rome Odunze, the big news today. Adam, welcome to your show with AB and Briggs and Herb. Start us off with what you heard from Matt Eberflus in addition to Rome.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, you guys got it rocking and rolling today. This is awesome. Great analysis so far. Enjoyed the grades. Look, I feel like I've spent the last 24 hours kind of worried about DJ Moore and Keenan Allen, how they came out of that game, and Keenan Allen having that heel injury, re-aggravated, obviously, and how that was all going to affect these guys. I was not expecting to hear from Matt Eberflus that Rome Odunze is having an MRI on his knee today. And the funny thing about how it came up was he didn't offer that up. He was asked about the two other wide receivers and how they were doing today, and he was like, oh, they'll be fine. But Rome is having an MRI on his knee. Please, coach, tell us more. That sounds not really good. And it does. I mean, shout out to Kevin Fishbane who found the video. It's late in the fourth quarter. It was that play to Velus Jones out to the right, and he kind of got tackled from the side and got tackled into Rome, who was blocking for him. And it was one of those hits to like the side of your leg when you're blocking. Yeah, it kind of flew under the radar yesterday, obviously, but it doesn't look good on the replay. So I guess they're all crossing their fingers right now and hoping that MRI comes back with not too much damage, because that would be a huge blow right now for week one.
You can't cut Velus.
Well,
Velus looking real nice right now.
He hurt everybody.
I mean, there's no immediate replacement here, and I don't want to go down that road. Hopefully he misses a couple weeks or no weeks at all. But I'll just ask a question to everybody here, and Adam started. Do you think they go outside the roster if they indeed lose Rome for a period of time, or do you think they look inward?
Well, they do have some. I mean, let's not forget that Colin Johnson, had that preseason game that, and then he got hurt. That's the only reason why we didn't see him the rest of the preseason. So he's on the practice squad. They got Samori Toure from the Packers. He's on the practice squad. So, they'll probably end up bringing somebody in at least to the practice squad, but I don't know what type of major acquisition you're going to make at this point if it's not a trade. And I don't think that's, going to be necessary unless, we hear really bad news on Rome. So let's just give it some time here. I do think that, Tyler Scott being inactive, he would obviously jump up and be active again. And then you kind of have to work out how he fits in inside, outside versus, Keenan Allen, who's obviously more effective from the slot. They'd have to sort all that out. And don't forget, DeAndre Carter can play all the positions. He knows the offense really well. That's one of the biggest reasons why he's still here.
You guys name somebody who, when they came into the league, had trouble catching the football to an elite level, or even an average level, and then was able to figure it out. Because I mean, if Tyler could catch the ball,
Jerry Rice.
Now we're going super tall here.
I'm just saying, like he had a lot of issues his first year catching the ball. He dropped the ball a lot. Jamar Chase dropped the ball a lot. But I mean, people do it. I mean, it's a part of it. It's almost like a part of the job. Nobody catches everything. Right?
I'm just saying, like, if you want to be optimistic about Tyler, he can get open. Yeah. He's just had a hard time holding on to it.
We got jug machines, man. Get on that jug machine. 200 a day. Yeah. Let's go.
It was also good that he got all those reps in that Kansas City Chiefs game where he was playing all the positions, right? They was short on receivers. He played like every snap in the game, but he was also playing inside, outside. But I think they know, even as the fourth receiver, or he's going to be the fifth receiver, whatever, you got to be able to come in and play all these spots, depending on who needs a blow.
Yeah.
Brandon Marshall.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got a good list.
100 footballs, catches 45. Just putting it out there.
All right. You got to put in the effort. You got to put in the work.
Okay. So all right.
Might have inflated that a little bit. But.
Yeah, but then it's fine. That's fine. Hey, Adam, I know you
math on that one.
Yeah.
Well, Hogue, I know you did some rewatching here. Any big takeaways from Caleb, the O-line, or anywhere you want to go, really?
Well, I'll share with you what Flus said, and then I'll chime in my own look at what I saw. But Flus said that he just thought Caleb's footwork was off. Overall, he thought the vision was good. Like he felt like he was seeing the coverages of what was happening on the other side of the ball. That really it was just kind of, if there was any issue with the timing, that's usually has to do with the footwork. And so that was their evaluation, at least looking back at the tape, that it was more of a footwork issue rather than, oh no, the lights came on and all of a sudden Caleb wasn't seeing things. He did praise him for taking care of the football, which, if there was one positive, that was it, because that turned out to be the difference in the football game. Will Levis didn't take care of the ball. Caleb Williams did. And that's a huge reason why the Bears were able to come out with a win. I want to actually turn this a little bit more because I thought the other newsy item that Flus had this morning for you guys, and I want to hear your thoughts on it. This is a right guard competition because I think everybody was wondering why there's a rotation going on and what exactly is happening there. And I just think Nate Davis is sort of in the Velus Jones doghouse, where I think you have maybe certain people in that building that are still championing him, and then others that are, dude, can you practice? Can you play? And I think that's where we're at right now with Nate Davis. I think that, there were a couple plays yesterday that they were probably frustrated with in the game with Nate Davis. And based on what Flus just said at House Hall, it sounds like a competition is going to continue this week in practice between Ryan Bates and Nate Davis. And I think the only thing holding Ryan Bates back from just taking this job is the shoulder injury that he's dealing with and has been dealing with. Because otherwise, I think he would have been the starter yesterday. And I think if he gets healthy, he'll probably be the starter going forward.
Oh, do you got any thoughts about the possibility of him getting back into the center conversation, especially considering how Coleman looked yesterday?
Well, see, that's the problem, guys, right? Like, so if Nate Davis can't be your right guard, Ryan Bates has to be your right guard. And now you don't have, a center solution. And that's the thing I'm most frustrated about on this Monday, with it just being week one, is we knew all this was a problem back in January, and the moves that were made there just seemed underwhelming. There were a lot of other great moves, a ton of things to praise Ryan Poles on. But when you kept looking at how, okay, it's all the focus on Caleb, let's get him weapons, let's make sure he's protected. And it's like, well, wait a minute. Interior pressure, which is the worst kind of pressure you can face any quarterback, but especially when you're a young quarterback, you don't want guys coming through that A gap. And that's all we saw yesterday was interior pressure over and over again. And I think that's the frustrating thing about this right now, that they don't seem to have the right combination or solutions in the middle of that offensive line.
We've said this, AB, we've said this over and over, and we're like, listen, you have these opportunity, you have these picks, and it doesn't look pretty. You're not going to, a lot of people aren't going to know the names, but you got to be able to win up front. Mm-hmm. You have to win up front, and you have an opportunity to get some of the better players that are available in the draft early and address it. But, when you go with, and listen, I like Rome Odunze. Rome Odunze is a great name. You get Caleb Williams and you get Rome Odunze. Everybody loves it. They're like, oh, man, awesome, awesome, awesome. But if you can't get the ball to him,
no matter.
What good is he?
Mm-hmm. Right.
True.
Well, in the center thing, too, I mean, everyone's giving T'Vondre Sweat a ton of love. And listen, I mean, that's a monster and a half in the middle there. Not everyone's going to be able to block him. But, I mean, Coleman got run over by Ernest Jones yesterday, too. I mean,
linebacker?
Yeah.
He came through like a missile.
Yeah, he did.
Put him on his ass.
Mm-hmm. And so, okay, I mean, which one's more concerning of the two? You're just getting walloped at the point of attack, or somebody, linebacker kills you, knocks you over too. I mean, both of them aren't good.
Well, when the D tackle is throwing you around and body slamming you everywhere, everybody else start to get a little confidence. So when they come downhill, they'll run right over you.
That's what Lance was just saying. You're gonna see more of that.
You're gonna get a whole lot of it. You're gonna get if it's not the D tackle, it's gonna be the linebacker, but they're gonna keep attacking them because they believe right now that is the weak point. That's where we can win. And if they don't, that should be the first thing that the Bears do is corrections. We got to walk through this stuff right here because this is what we're going to see.
True, and they will walk through it. But on top of the physicality that they're being beat at, I saw a game by the Titans defensive line. It was two guys, and you had three of our guys blocking one of their guys, and let the other one get through. So, well, what are we doing? Like, what's happening here? Right. So it's communication and then the physicality. Like we're losing both. We're losing at everything right now, and it's not going to be good. And then you got the pressure of a young quarterback, a rookie quarterback that you want to play well, right? So with all this going on in the first game, now you got all these questions coming up, but now you got injuries that's starting to come up, and people are still going to be looking at the quarterback to play well or play at a high level. And I'm hoping that he can do that. It's going to be tough.
You're going to have to run. You're going to have to move to running the ball. You're going to have to double down on those guys and push that way. Take a lot of the stress off of Caleb.
Yep.
Make it an easier game. Make it a lot easier decisions. Easier decisions to make and easier throws.
Did he play as much?
27 snaps, I think.
Caught one ball, your second largest target last year. I thought it was a little odd. And you're asking the question.
I thought I didn't see him as much as I thought I would see him. Yeah. I saw Everett a little bit more.
He played more. More than
Kobe. And Gerald Everett, for the record, had one catch on a screen pass. But let me throw that out to you, Hogue, and everybody, really. There was a lot of screen passes yesterday. If people were like having Luke Getsy moments here, and I'm wondering, like, what big adjustments, if anything, you think they're going to make offensively week 1, week 2 with the balls that got batted down, with the amount of screens that they called, the way they were running the ball. I mean, it's not going to look the same. I could guarantee you that.
Well, and real quick on the tight end thing, Flus obviously wasn't going to give all the answers on why who was playing over who, but he did mention it's like sort of a matchup thing and whatever. Certain tight ends are going to be tied to certain plays, and that just must have been the game plan. I find it hard to believe that you're just going to all of a sudden have Cole Kmet be the second guy in terms of snap counts on game days. I know you're trying to help him a little bit so he doesn't have to play both tight end positions, but he's the better tight end, so he needs to play more, and you got to figure that out. So that's one adjustment I would make this week. And then, I don't like those screens too. I don't want to be horizontal, but here's the thing, man. The quarterback also has to make the throws when they're downfield, and they had deep shots that could have been made. So there's that aspect. And then also when you can't block anybody inside, you got to come up with other solutions to get the ball in the hands of your playmaker. So I'm guessing that wasn't necessarily what Shane Waldron wanted to do the whole game. But as I always say on this show, find me a good offensive coordinator with a bad offensive line. Doesn't exist. Like, you can't call plays if they can't block up front.
No, that's facts. You keep getting the A gap blown up. You got to give it out of his hand right now. The only thing you can do is throw screens, and then you end up calling screens where you got DeAndre Carter blocking, or you end up throwing a screen out there. And I know Velus got like 8 yards on that play, but if it costs you Rome,
right,
that ain't it either. So then how can you get vertical down the field, and you're only gonna get 2 or 3 shots of those a game, right? And you can't miss them. You can't miss Keenan on that first one early. Yep. The one to DeAndre Carter was a little bit more difficult, but you had opportunities to get the ball down the field. You're only gonna get 2, 3, 4 of those a game. When they there, you got to hit them.
Yep.
It messes with the quarterback's timing as well. You get to that quarterback early in the game. Now you may not get another sack, But his timing now is, I'm looking at my first read, check down, first read, check down, first read, check down. That allows us defensively to really play fast.
So would you roll Caleb out, timing considered, right now with everything that's going on? Would you try to get him out of the pocket as much as possible to try to get him off the ground here a little bit more successfully than week one?
You have to commit to the run first.
Right.
You have to commit to the run, and once you commit to the run, then you can start to roll him out. Because now you can draw your linebackers up, and you can find windows behind those linebackers at the second level.
Or get your tight ends in there to block.
Yep.
Bring your tight ends in. Run 2 receiver routes, like something like that, and then get one of the tight ends. If he has no work, then he can leak out and be a check down. But I don't want to cut the field off for Caleb. I don't want to cut the field off. I think he can read the field. I think he can be that quarterback. I don't think you have to cut the field off. When you roll him out, he's not throwing the ball back left. If you roll him out right, he's not throwing it back left. So you're cutting the field down on him, and I think it makes it easier for a defense. I think he's good. He's a good player, man.
All right.
Let him do his thing.
Adam, anything else before you get on out here? Go ahead, man.
Yeah, I was just going to say before I jump out, just the possible O-line solution. I mean, I would get the center position right first. Like, you got to figure that out. Now, here's the thing sometimes we don't know is what's going on inside that O-line room. Does one guy understand the protections better than the other? That is a huge part of the position, and sometimes that has to outweigh who's actually the more physical blocker. So I don't know the ins and outs of that, but if Ryan Bates knows the system and they feel, they did bring him here, they did trade for him to play that position first, then I think I would put him there if he's healthy. Again, a lot of ifs here. That's part of the problem. But if he's healthy and he can do it, I would put him at center and then figure out right guard second. You do have other guys on this team. Bill Murray was somebody who impressed in camp. He used to play D-line. They flipped him over to O-line. He's still kind of new to it, but has looked promising at it, was on your practice squad last year. And then let's not forget about Matt Pryor, who's massive and can play that position. He's 6'7", 332, and he's here because he can play guard and he can play tackle if necessary. So you got to start looking at other options here, in my opinion, but start inside at center, work your way out, because what we saw yesterday just can't continue, or it's going to result in stunted development for Caleb and maybe worse, an injury, which none of us wants to see.
What was that reaction over there in the corner?
Well, if you put Pryor in, it's going to be tough for Caleb. How tall is he again, Adam?
Right. He's 6'7", and Caleb already struggled. I didn't like how many batted balls there were yesterday. That's a good point.
Oh, we saw that all summer. Javon Dexter was batting the balls down all summer. It's an issue, but he's never going to get taller. But he's also never been taller. So people talk about people getting to those places and they 6. He always been 6'1". Correct. You know what I mean? So he was that in high school. He was that in college. That is what it is. Yes. Does it create problems? Absolutely.
That might also be why he drops back so deep.
Mm-hmm.
He drops back extremely deep, which plays to the defensive end strength, those edge rushers' strength.
Sure.
However, he's probably getting back so he can get better view.
He's also gifted at manipulating the pocket too, and he can throw on the move. So he has the tools to overcome it, but it's absolutely an issue. I don't see it really stopping like that. You just hope they don't turn into batted balls that end up getting pick six.
There you go.
Hey, last one. Did anybody ask about Caleb's body language on the field at all? The moments where
you weren't at the press conference to read into body language, so no one asked it.
Well, I'll be there Friday. I'm going to bring that back up when I get back out there. This dude was pissed at what was going on that sidelines, and he showed it, and that's why he's our leader. 18, damn it. Let's go. All right.
No, I don't think that came up today. Guys, good stuff. Keep it rolling, and great stuff the last 2 days. We'll talk soon.
All right, Hogue.
All right, Hogue back tomorrow. Did anybody else notice that? He's looking at the sidelines like, come on. Let's. Okay. So
it's like, come on, let's go. Call the play, man. Let's get this thing going. Let's get a little rhythm going. Like, yes. And like this whole height thing, man. I'm as frustrated with that as I am about people telling me he's not 15. Well, no shit. There was never a Patrick Mahomes before Patrick Mahomes, and there's probably not going to be one. If you want to make a bet, yeah, he's probably not going to be Patrick Mahomes.
CJ Stroud is closer
it's
to
just
that.
ridiculous. Huh?
CJ Stroud is closer to Mahomes.
CJ Stroud actually had a full year to go through. so you can actually grade him on it.
He started off pretty hot.
No, not last year. Nope, he started okay. First game.
So
okay.
Am I here?
We're not starting off okay right now.
Oh my gosh! Stop. You want to jump ship? You want to go to?
Absolutely not.
You want to go to Detroit?
No, I'm all about 18. I want 18.
All right, then.
I wanted to paint my nails. We still have a chance.
You want to paint your nails?
We still have a chance.
You know what?
If we go 4-0, we go 4-0.
Well, we got to go 4-0.
We got to be 4-0. That's the deal. That's the deal. 4-0.
Back to your respective corners, gentlemen.
Yes.
So hold on a second here, because you teed up something that I've been kind of picking at too. Is the hype train in the Bears video that they put out day before the game? It's all about, we've got the culture, we've got this, we've got that. They've got people can sit. They did it in Hard Knocks. They did it in their thing. This guy's the biggest thing in Chicago since Michael Jordan. They're putting him on the Jordan.
They're doing it themselves. It's coming from the inside.
Yeah,
right?
From the inside.
Yeah.
There are people out there that will do this for you. Nick writes on my buddies on Fox Sports 1 saying they're going to the Super Bowl. There's plenty of people that are going to do it, but they're doing it themselves, which is like, I'm wondering how you look at the organization. Like, yo, you haven't done anything yet. I don't know. Do you have that? You do. Maybe not so much.
Nah, I don't feel that way. We hadn't been to the Super Bowl, but prior, since 1985, and when we started training camp, it was all the Super Bowl. We talked about it. It ain't like that is the goal. If that's not the goal, then what the hell are you doing?
But that's internally. That's what we were saying. That's what we were saying. We weren't. It wasn't like we have this is the second coming of whatever on our team. Internally, that's where we broke. We broke it that way in 2004, and we broke it that way in 2004. Lovey said we are going to beat the Packers, win the division, and we're going to the Super Bowl. And that first time that we broke it, I'm telling you, it was like world champs on 3, world champs. You know what I mean? World champs.
Sure.
Yeah, whatever.
Not in 06. Not in 06.
No. But
when Lovey first got here,
it was that
saying
way.
Break it down like world champs. We were like, all right.
You know what record we've had?
Champs,
you right? But it started that echo started to get louder and louder.
One of my proudest bets in life was betting my brothers going into that draft that if the Bears drafted Devin Hester, that's going to Super Bowl that year. My brother's like, y'all, what? They all took the bet. Got 4 of them, 400.
Oh man,
there you go.
Oh man, like them odds right there. You're supposed to get more on them odds.
Yeah, we was young. Yeah,
jeez, man.
But I agree with you.
When did it move from world champs to world champs? When did that start coming up?
To me, even into that 2004 season, especially the way we were humming defensively, we were like, man, we're on to something. Like we're on to something. And I would say by the end of that 2004 season, when we said, hey, listen, we're coming back, we're going to be world champs, it was, you can feel that everybody believed. We broke once world champs, we believed it.
And I didn't. I didn't believe that. No. Probably the Mike Brown after Cleveland go off on everybody type of deal like that. Well, that kind of changed everything because we were 1-3 in the 2005 season.
We were, but before we started that first loss,
what's going on? Right. And then we went on that 7 or 8 game winning streak, and that's when the belief really started to come. Because you don't I get it. Until you see success, it doesn't you tell your kids the same thing. You tell your kids something, and then they go out and you hope it works because then they'll listen. You're like, yeah, all right. Now they're gonna listen more, you know. But if it doesn't work, now they're looking at you like that didn't work.
Let me get back to my BS.
Come on, can I go play Fortnite now? That didn't work. But if it works, and then it started to work, and Lovey saw it. He saw it start. Everything was starting to go. We were running the football. We were taking the ball away. The defense was playing lights out. It's like, okay, we can do this. When 06 came, I don't care who asked. Yes, we're going to Super Bowl.
No doubt about it.
Because we had every piece. We believe we had every piece in place. And then you see Devin Hester, you're like, if he can flip the field.
That was the only thing y'all was missing the year before. The defense was already solid. Y'all had enough on offense. That was really the only thing y'all was missing. That's why I was like, man, if they get dude, and the kicking game is different, they can go.
But you thought you had enough at quarterback?
No. 05, go back and
complimentary football.
Go back and look at the numbers. 05, I want to say the offense scored about 14 points a game.
Yep. Okay. I'm going to take your word for it.
06, I think they were second in the league at 27.2 or 26.2, tied with either New England or Indy.
Short fields.
listen to me. It was night and day difference. You go from 14 points a game to 26 points a game. That's a huge difference in wins and how those games kind of play out. So I think in 2006 we were just super confident. As long as nobody got hurt, then we were probably gonna go.
Well,
and
so like bringing that to today. I mean, okay, Bears got a good locker room, but they also you got guys in there who are honest and know what's up. Jalen Johnson at the top of that list in my mind. Like, what do you think they're thinking right now as to where they're at? And DJ Moore, by the way, is well aware of like what hey, it's going to take a second. So, like, I'm hearing what I'm hearing is like you probably don't think that they actually believe that they're there yet. They need a little more evidence.
How could they? I think it was 3 and 7. Like,
I think defensively, they'll watch the tape and they'll say, "Man, we were this close to being better on this play, or they were this close to being better on that play." Like we were really close on a lot of these plays, especially in that first half, to having an even a full dominant game, and it's a matter of inches. So you look at that stuff and you say, okay, that's all of that stuff is very correctable. All that stuff is very correctable. We correct that going into week 2. We should be a better defense. We should be sharper. We should everybody be exactly where we need to be. Effort is not an issue right now.
No.
All right, we came into last year. Effort was an issue last year, game 1. If your effort is not an issue, you guys are flying around to the ball, you have a chance to be very good.
I don't believe I think they're sitting around in that locker room and they're saying, our offense can't play any worse. And we won that football game. If we can win a football game and our offense play like that,
with an F
and
minus.
we play like that, with an F minus,
you better look out.
And our defense play like they did, and our special teams do what they did in the first half. We have all that bad stuff. We're a good enough football team to outscore the Titans 24-0 in the second half. If we put this together, we're going to be a really, really good football team. That's what I think. That's what I think the message is for Eberflus to the team. Yeah. Now you're going to break up, and the defense will talk about what Lance is talking about. The offense is going to say, hey, if we just get it going, man, y'all see what we got here.
Right.
You know what I mean? Right. Like, you see what we got. Let's just get it going. And they're better than that. They have more respect. They have more pride than what they put on the field. They will play better. So I think that'll be the conversation. I think this is a much better football team than we saw on Sunday, but they got to go out and do it. You know,
how much grace period? Let me rephrase. How long do you think it will take for Shane Waldron to really understand what he has and how to make the best use of the pieces right now?
I think that this idea that it's like falling apart, and these people that are like going too far with the Caleb is a bust, or the offense ain't gonna work, and like you're going too far, right? It's week 1, but also all summer long. I've been saying, like, it's going to take this offense time. I know they got Keenan, Roman, DJ, and DeAndre, and Cole, and I get it, right? But it's going to take them some time. It's a new offense with a new coordinator. You got new players in key positions, and you got a rookie quarterback. That's just facts. It's going to take you some time. Like, stop being all doomsday with it. It ain't that, not yet.
There's a game plan that's going to be put in each week, and these coaches, these offensive coaches, they all sit around and they break down the tape of their opponent. You know, there are going to be games where we are going to gash the defenses in the run, you know, based off of that game plan and going in, and it's effective. You know, there are going to be games like this yesterday where it's like, listen, it's going to be a tough road trying to get past these guys right here. All right, these guys are extremely good. They're going to be some of the best that you're going to face this year. All right, so we're going to be limited in what we're going to do run-wise, which also limits what you can do play-action-wise. So, you know, it's a week-to-week basis, but I think they'll get better. They're certainly going to get better at putting together their game plan.
Sometimes you just kind of tip your cap and you say, you know what?
Absolutely.
Them some over there, they get paid too.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
They get paid too. So you just tip your cap. You say they had a good game. Hey, we won the game. We came out with the win. We're moving on. We're 1-0. And come week 9 or the end of the season, that game is going to count the same as if we beat them 34-0 when we're talking about winning. When I get my division champion hat.
Right.
You know what I mean? When I get my division champion hat, it's going to be the same.
And somebody down the road is going to play the Titans and play them in a way where they're going to be successful running the ball, passing the ball, and the Bears are going to look back and say, okay, that's the blueprint to play this defensive line.
Well, and look, if they have the season that everybody wants them to have, they'll be Thank God we won those games back then when we weren't anywhere close to where we are now, and now we actually are this team that can
They
be
got to stack them in the first 9. Everybody know that. The first 9, they got to stack them. They got to get 6 or 7 of them. If they come 34-0 or they come 3-0, whatever, you got to stack them right now because those last 8 going to be a little tough.
I got one more Caleb question before we get on out of here. Would you put him under center more than they did in week 1 to try to, I don't know, somehow facilitate a rhythm to this offense where running backs are coming downhill, or do you think that just leave him where he's most comfortable in the gun?
Depending on if it's 4th and 1, man, put a man on the center. Let's run the football. Like I don't. Those are the times I don't like it. I don't like shotgun when it's 4th and inches, 4th and 1. Don't be in the shotgun. Like, let's go. Let's get some big boys up there. Let's get on the center. Let's get our timing. Hand the ball off.
Get him downhill. Get him running downhill.
But I think he's comfortable in the shotgun. I think he can play from under center. I think you absolutely talk to Caleb and see what he's most comfortable at, and you try to do that more often than
not. Try to tailor it, yeah. Certainly try to tailor it based off his strengths, but if just like Alex was saying, like he's better at gun. He can be it under center. He can get under center if the offense needs him to do that. I don't think it hinders him this way or that way. If it's part of the package and it gets him moving out of the pocket, I think it actually plays to his strength.
Yeah, I'd like to see them mix in a little bit more tempo, right? Especially when you got a D-line that's dominating that way. Get them moving, get them tired, get them up there a little bit faster. Like just a little bit more tempo. I think he's able to do that. He's a cerebral guy. I don't think you need to take 40 seconds between every single snap. Get a little tempo, help out the O-line a little bit, get the ball moving around. I think that'll help kind of settle down the O-line a little bit.
Guys, I'm going to tell you this. I played on a dominant defensive line. Oh, it works. Oh, yeah, it worked. That works. Like you ain't have to snap the ball. It's just the tempo of getting back to the line of scrimmage. You go back to what Peyton Manning used to do. They get on the line of scrimmage, and then he's just calling out little whatever for 28 seconds.
You don't get your rest period.
No, I'm in my stance. My dang hands shaking. Like
Omaha.
Like, come on. Like, but yeah, it definitely works. It definitely tires out that defensive line a little bit. It keeps them on edge mentally. No, ain't no sub. No. Yeah. When you get 6-7 plays, but it comes back to us putting together first downs. If you put together first downs, then you can get that rhythm going. You can get that tempo going, and then you can kind of wear out those teams. But I think we're in a learning stage, and if we can win during our learning stage, we're going to be all right, man. We're going to be all right.
Where's your respect for T.J. Edwards and what he's done weekend?
Man. He's a monster.
He's a top 5 linebacker at his position.
Wow.
I believe he's that. Yeah. And also, what to me right now, you're getting better value for that trade right now. It's showing why, and Roquan's a top 2 linebacker in the league, right. But he's doing better in that style of defense they play over in Baltimore. TJ Edwards, you're getting a guy that's flying around. He's making open field tackles. He's stout against the run. He's stout when he blitzes. He's showing up everywhere. And that's what you want out of your weak side backer.
I mean, going back to the tape, it was noticeable. I mean, this guy's getting out blocks, making huge plays, and he's shaking his head, looking around like, I am that guy, and it's been every week. So,
hey, you talk about playing weak side in that defense. If he co-signing it, enough said.
Absolutely.
I ain't got nothing to say.
All right, we gave TJ some love on the way out here. You guys are back on Thursday. Let's get some super chats in here.
Yes,
appreciate everybody. Crystal is our leader and our hero. 1999 Herb. What happened?
Oh,
wow! Herb, you flaked. Still hiding from me.
Oh man!
Get him, Crystal. Get him.
Damn! Come on now.
Oh man.
But hey, guys, and welcome, Briggs and Brown. Always love you guys. Keep up the great work and bear down.
Damn, Herb. My bad. I said I was pulling up to the tailgate before the game, and the morning didn't go my
52
way.
Fake, huh?
I had to get to the stadium. Yeah, I'm sorry, Crystal. I ain't got nothing on now. I dropped the
New
ball.
Jack crossover, right?
I dropped the ball on that one. I'm sorry, Crystal. I'll make it up to you somehow.
I mean, we had Crystal over there. We had Wood over there. We had Firewater Barbecue. There were drinks left and right.
Man.
Okay. I mean, there's always week 4.
That one stung a little bit.
Fix the O-line, 1999. I don't know if that's a new moniker or not, but that's we have talked a ton about that today. Maybe Justin Fields never had, quote, it. Maybe the constant pressure up the middle ruined his development. I don't want to do the same experiment with Caleb. Fix the freaking O-line interior now. Polls. He does get a lot of praise, Ryan Poles, for he's a former offensive lineman. That's his game. And we're still trying to fix that O-line.
There were guys available. But the pretty pick is Odunze.
Yeah.
The pretty pick is Odunze, and everyone is going to cheer and all that stuff for Odunze. But I've said this. I said this earlier in the show. If you can't protect it, you can't protect the quarterback. You're not going to hear about Odunze.
So you would have gone O-line at 9? I got 5 texts yesterday from people saying they should have picked an O-lineman at 9 yesterday. I'm like,
we talked about it. There was AB had a favorite O-lineman. I had a favorite O-lineman. You could have picked any of the two. Could have had any of the two, and we'd have been all right. I'll tell you that much.
But my O-lineman was a left tackle. I wanted to go left tackle.
My O-lineman was a left tackle too.
Yeah, I didn't want to go. We're talking about if you're talking about interior, I think that's where we're struggling at right now. Interior offensive line. And
those were available too. We could have traded back. We could have traded back.
The kid from Oregon.
There was a lot of guards we could have traded back and got more picks and still gotten a guard.
Agreed. I think Rome is that dude though.
Oh no, listen,
I think he's that dude.
I'm not saying he's not. All of the receivers in the draft are that dude. But if you can't get the ball to him,
okay, no, that's wrong. All the receivers in the draft ain't that dude.
No, just them
those
3
top
that won the
guys.
top 10.
In that top 10, yeah. All those guys in the top 10.
He didn't say that. You could be helping him. See, he ain't say all the guys in the draft.
He might got know how to read between the lines. You know what I mean?
You know what I mean?
No, he's not that dude. He's not that dude.
Would you have spent your money on like the Titans did on Cushenberry, $50 million? That was the top paid center in the history of the game at that point. I mean, the money keeps going crazy and up. So
yeah, we're gonna make more money.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna protect. I need to protect 18.
Yeah.
So
right,
this team, with the team,
if you have a great O-lineman, you better keep him.
Yeah, you got to keep them upright, man.
You could have allocated dollars that way. I mean,
we'll see.
We ain't really figured that thing out since Olin. No, we ain't really figured that thing out since Olin. Roberto held it down for a little while after that, but we ain't really figured that center out since Olin, and it's a long time.
All right,
Might need to talk to Olin and get a little input.
Makes sense.
Like seriously, shoot.
Chubbs 82, $10. Hey, media, somebody asked blunt questions. Just ask if Ryan Poles hadn't drafted Velus Jones, would he still be on this team? And Herbert should be playing over both Homer and Jones. Khalil Herbert picked up a big first down on third down. They gave him twice yesterday.
Yep.
It was surprising to see Homer as the second back and getting as many snaps as he did. I was a little surprised to me watching Khalil sit on the sideline like that.
Yeah, I mean, people listen, I'd like to see Velus get more carries.
But it also could be about the pass pro thing because Homer does that well and Khalil not so much.
Yeah, and there's not a lot of Khalil's not sexy, but the dude led the NFL in yards per carry at 5.7. I mean, that's
all he do is produce.
I mean, you got to give him some respect for that. TJ Johnson, $20. Velus should have been the healthy scratch, not Roschon. Roshan's dealing with that turf toe, so I don't know how much that played into it. Bears win. Happy birthday week to me, finally. Happy birthday to you, TJ. Appreciate it. $5 from this guy. I believe his name is Greg Braggs. You guys are cursed and privileged to be working with him all season long. Yep. This man is adorable. Caleb Williams was 11 of 16 when he got the ball out within 2.5 seconds yesterday. Thank you, Gregory.
You can't do that. You can't do that. You can't break stuff down so it fits the narrative.
You
can always play with the numbers like that.
Yeah.
At least 4 or 5 of those 11 have to be screens.
Right. We call that fudging.
Yeah.
All right.
Ron Rivera used to do that. He used to come in and we just played Minnesota and he'd have 22 plays up, 22 run plays. It's like, you see this? We got 22 plays for 72 yards. Did a great job. Now, if we can only get rid of these 3 plays for 110,
go like that.
You can't get rid of it. Like, that is it. Like, you have to play the whole game. And if you lose focus at all, Adrian Peterson, he hitting his head on the goalpost. So, hey, he can't do it. He can't finagle the numbers like that, man. What's he saying?
Figures lie and liars figure.
Figures lie and liars figure.
I like that.
That's what he would say all the time.
When I was going back through the watch, there are some moments where you're like, oh, okay, that's a nice moment for Caleb. One of them, like when he missed the bomb to, what was that, to Keenan, who was wide open down sidelines. Next play, right back to him, and they went for it on 4th and 3. Yeah, so they
Keenan be routing boys up, man. God,
he do.
He got to that out. He almost ran like it was like a whip route, and he just. Inside release, boom, I'm out here, easy first down.
I mean, they could have punted it away right there. They show confidence in 18. Chubbs 82 again. The center should never be allowed to take another snap. Also, drug test those D tackles immediately. NFL LO. Okay, Chubbs. Pepe, hey, listen, whatever's going on in that football field, like, come on. $5 from Pepe. The football after show on NBC Chicago was the only thing I looked forward to after a big loss. Glad to see Alex and Lance join the CHGO squad. Let's have some go. Thank you for that. We love having these two here.
Absolutely.
It's a huge
job, Pepe.
Huge privilege for us. Joe Calcagno, $4.99. Velus Jones clipped Odunze's knee on one of his runs. Shake my head. This guy needs to be cut. You can't do that to Velus. He's playing football. That's well, okay, fine. AB.
Hey man, hey, listen. There's too much wrong going on with you out there.
Right, wherever his body is, something wrong happens.
There's a lot of wrong going on.
Not enough right,
field, man. Like, nah.
Velus, just know I'm hanging with you through all this.
Velus is my man.
I'm sticking with you, 12.
Yeah, me too. Let's go, V12.
You need that Uber.
I'm sure
that Uber from Hallis Hall to O'Hare. Oh, they got you.
Great guy. Great guy.
Man.
Can't use him though.
Can't
win with him. It's getting harsh for 12.
Hey, can I give a couple shout outs to the one, Javon Dexter. I thought he played a really good game yesterday. He had one sack. Should have had another one on Darrell Taylor's first sack. Dex had him wrapped up, and he kind of stepped out of it, and then Darrell chased him down. But he had a really good game, blew up some plays in the backfield. I was really, really looking forward to how he would start off the season. He played with good pad level, good energy. His get-off was more than adequate, so shout out to him. And then DeAndre Swift, and I've been thinking this all summer, is just he's a lot more explosive and dynamic than I thought he was. I knew he had the ability to take himself the distance, but he's shiftier, and he hits that hole, like, with decisiveness, and that's good, especially 100%. On those stretch plays where he stays on that track and then he stick his foot and go. Shout out to him, man. Plus, he cleared that line. I'm so anti-running back jumping in the air. I am 1,000% against it. I remember when I was coaching high school football, I had a running back do that. I took him out the whole game, and he like, Coach, I said, boy, you think I'm going to call your mom and tell her you broke your neck out here because you trying to hurdle something? Like, man, no. So I'm anti that, but he cleared, buddy. He stride.
Yeah, he did.
He definitely cleared him, though.
We're giving shout-outs to shout out to my guy Amrith, who came up to me at Panera this morning as I was doing my rewatch with my coffee. Amrith, you're the man. And then whoever I forget your name, I'm sorry, but as I left the studio yesterday, I got attacked by your dog on the street out here. It was the friendliest Labradoodle of all time. And whoever you were, thank you for saying hi. He had just watched the show. That was cool. Back to the Super Chats. Frankie, $4.99. See, you guys just, I know you got the big notice from NBC, but you're going to be walking around telling people like, CHGO. You're going to get this. $4.99 from Frankie. Finally, the Bears come through for me and win week 1 for my birthday. Last few years were rough. Love you, Briggs. Big fan.
Love you back, Frankie.
Happy birthday to you, Frankie, from all of us. Chubbs.
Frankie. Frankie, he ain't tell you happy birthday. He read that. Frank. He didn't even tell you happy birthday.
Again,
right, Frankie, you know what?
Hey, listen, happy birthday, man. You feel the love, though, right? You feel the love. All right, and I appreciate you calling me out too, Frankie. Thank you very much. Appreciate you.
I love this competition between you two. This is fun.
This might be the best seat in Chicago right now. Like just sitting between y'all. This is good. This is good.
And I don't feel any fakeness about it. This is real stuff right here. You shouting out that's like
this was going on way before the cameras came on.
That hurt your heart right there, and I felt it for you.
Immediately started sweating like, dang man.
Yeah, right.
Thanks, Frankie.
What's up, Briggs? I mean, I feel you, AB. Chubbs 82 back at it. Matt Pryor should be starting at right guard. You agree or disagree?
We'll see.
Yeah,
time will tell.
He had a pretty good training camp, and he is absolutely huge.
He is huge. That 79 those are big numbers on him. All right, Zero Demon, $10. He's been great. Who forgot to give Briggs a CHGO shirt? Damn it, Carm. Okay, I'll take that one, but we'll get that going. Don't worry about it. We'll get him geared up.
And you have to know that Alex is a company guy, so he's always going to be in everything that the company wants every time they want it. All right, that's just who he is. All right. Listen, and I forgot my shirt. I did. I'll admit I forgot my shirt.
Oh,
okay.
We'll backups on hand for you.
Why can't he just say I forgot my shirt? Why you got to drag me through the coals before
company man? Straight company guy. That was he took went right to the core on that one too. All right, love and nappiness.
Oh, there we go.
There you go, love.
Let's go, CHGO.
I like that.
All right, bear down. We got you, love. Appreciate you and happiness. Eric Freer. $5 trade Velus for a bag of Skittles.
You asking for a lot.
So, I'm
not bad. I can't.
The tropical joints or the regular joints?
You know, it fit. I'm sorry.
Well,
terrible.
But it does go back to they had people calling up for him, so you would have sent him out the door for a
They was gonna give me a
fifth rounder.
Oh, he was gone. A fifth rounder. He was gone. Yeah, he was gone. I'd have traded that immediately.
Okay,
You get some really good players in the fifth round, man.
Well, Ryan Poles had that opportunity. Maybe it's still
I ain't
out
gonna
there.
question Ryan now. Whatever he doing, hey, do your thing.
Okay.
Man.
In Poles we trust.
He legit.
We
Should
should
go gritty making all
Man, look at him.
everything right in the
My
world.
guy. See there?
Shout out to
Grit dog, that's my dog, man. Hey, Gritty, nice job. You got me, man. I appreciate you, baby. I appreciate you. Follow Gritty on X, man. Hey,
yeah, there we go.
Dog, man.
No, he's out there.
Good dude for
He
sure.
is. Yes, he is.
Appreciate you, Grit.
Yeah. Hey, Steven, thanks for producing. Appreciate everybody watching. All the comments. Hit that like button on the way out. Hit the subscribe button. We're over 63,000 now. Woo. But let's obviously
keep it rolling.
We're trying to get to 100 as fast as possible here.
Let's get to 100. Let's go.
And Briggs and Brown coming up on Thursday. I heard you on the show yesterday. You giving up that prime that first billing there. You gave it to your guy.
Yes,
Yeah.
you did.
Thursday will be good. Thursday will be good, and he, you know what? He is. He's the guy. Like I mess with him a lot, but I tell you what, we talk about this defense of the cover two, and we understand what it is. It's the best. That's the best will linebacker I've ever played with. He's the second best will linebacker I've ever seen play the position. I think Derek Brooks was.
HOF. Let's
Derek
go.
Brooks is, he was there now. I love Derek Brooks.
No, that's fine.
Derek Brooks was
fine.
there.
It's fine. Hey, listen, I appreciate that.
Boogie, when he go, I told you now, when he go to the Hall of Fame, I'm there. And he's going. So y'all stop playing around.
Hey,
HOF.
I love that about y'all, man. I was down in Canton, this year for the Hall of Fame or whatever, and I was hanging out with Tommy Harris and Johnny Knox, and then everybody get together. The way y'all genuinely love on each other 15 years later, like it's not, it ain't nothing phony about it. The way y'all kicking with each other, the laughing, and the joking, constantly roasting each other. Like I'm like, nah, these dudes really rock with each other, and that there's no doubt that impacts football games.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You care. You care.
And the other side,
on the field.
other side works too, because if you don't really rock with somebody, you don't fake it, and you just, I don't rock with them.
All right.
Like, you understand that, and it happens. Like, it happens.
Yeah.
But the guys I do rock with, man, they're my dudes, man.
Yeah.
They can call me. I'm there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm there. So
You could feel that every time you're around y'all, man. So
for sure. And y'all was giving shout outs earlier. Shout out to CHGO, man. Really appreciate y'all inviting us to the family, and all the fans really appreciate y'all accepting us into the family. Hey, man, we're ready to have a good time.
Absolutely.
Keep this thing rolling. So appreciate it.
Well, they're all saying they're all thinking it, but Christian Solid's saying it. I can't wait for Thursday. So it'll be here sooner than later. So we are back tomorrow at noon. Hoag's back in studio, and we'll I don't know, we got a whole guest lineup coming up this week that I'm excited about. So stay tuned tomorrow. Hit that subscribe button. Briggs and Brown Thursday. Herb, you're always the best. Appreciate having you. 1-0, baby. We're moving on to the Texans. We'll preview that a ton this week. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't go on my Gators like that. Don't do that. You're going to just end the show like that?
We all silly like the mayor.